Melbourne Talk Radio, MTR 1377.
Now, let's have a chat about this story we've been covering this morning about online retailing. And debate continues about shopping online instead of at bricks and mortar shops, shopping centres, etc. Does the playing field need to be even to make it easier for Australian retailers to compete? Or are Australian consumers entitled to whatever savings they can get? Now, Ruslan Kogan is the founder of Kogan Technologies. They build Kogan-branded electronic goods and they sell them directly to Australians through kogan.com.au. And I should declare an interest here, Tony. I actually have bought a Kogan television. I did the research. I went online and it was purely on price and they got some good reviews on A Current Affair. As a result of all that, I actually, before I moved to Melbourne, bought one of their TVs. It's still going strong. Ruslan is currently travelling in the US on his way to a convention there and he joins us on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Luke. Good to hear you're an educated consumer.
Gee, didn't I open the door to that one? Nice work. Where are you and what time is it where you are?
What time is it? I think it's close to midday. We're on the road between LA and Las Vegas.
Very nice.
Just heading to the Consumer Electronics Show there.
Very good. Now, obviously, you'd be aware of the debate that's raging in Australia, and you're a significant player in this debate because you have turned an idea into a very successful business. How do you feel when you read what the likes of Jerry Harvey and the boss of Myer have had to say about people that operate an online retail business? And we've got to make the point, you're based in Australia, so you use Australian people to make your business as successful as it's become, so you're not one of those overseas online operators. But when you see those comments, how do you feel about them?
Yes. So you're definitely right. Kogan causes the employment of thousands of people on a daily basis, and all of our products have GST and duty included in the price. In terms of the debate, it's a little sad to tell you the truth because we're seeing some of Australia's greatest businessmen and entrepreneurs crying out for more protection with higher taxes and extra regulation in order to keep them competitive. And, you know, with my approach to business, that's not how it should be done. You should be using your commercial muscle and, you know, innovating and looking for ways to make things better. But also, you know, it's been a behind closed doors 9-month operation that these guys are running, and you know they've been plotting this for quite a while, and even things all the way to a few weeks ago when they announced without any intention of doing so that they're going to launch in China and things like that. So they're just trying to create a bit of public unrest and, you know, divert from the real issue at hand here. And the real issue.
Ruslan, have you noticed a spike in the last month? You know, since this campaign began about a month ago?
A spike in
your own trade?
Oh, certainly, but I don't think that the spike in Kogan sales has been because of this campaign. There's various other factors like Christmas and things like that. But yeah, we just had a record month, the highest month of sales to date. So we're seeing huge increase month on month as more and more people are turning to online. And the real issue here is that, you know, for instance, if you take a Canon camera that in Australia costs $500, in the US you can pick it up for between $200 and $300. So it's not a 10% GST thing. Even if GST was 30% and they did charge it on all items, I'd still be ordering my cameras from overseas. It's the fact that they don't have the right prices from their distributors.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And, you know, we live in a global marketplace, and people can find out the cost of a product anywhere in the world within a few clicks. So these guys, rather than trying to, you know, lobby for higher taxes, should be going to their distributors and to the Canons and Hewlett-Packards and Nikons and saying, you know what, our customers see the prices you're selling to distributors overseas for. Unless you do these prices for us, we're going to stop buying from you. And they should use their commercial muscle in order to try bring the best value to consumers rather than try and deceive them and divert the issue. Because at the end of the day, it's these shoppers that have made their businesses successful over the last 40 years.
Yeah. And, of course, one of the great ironies of this, Ruslan, is that these big Harvey Norman-type retailers are doing to... the internet is doing to Harvey Norman and so forth what Harvey Norman and so forth did to mum and dad traders 20 years ago.
Yeah, certainly. And, business is all about innovation and constant change. I'm sure that, when Henry Ford invented the production line and started making cars more affordable, the industry that used to make horse carriages was up in arms and probably tried to get the government to introduce extra taxes to protect their industry so that people would stop buying cars. But these guys have to realize that consumers are smarter than ever. They're turning online, they're looking for the best deals, and they have to innovate. They have to use their commercial pulling power and get better deals from their distributors. They have to invent a more direct business model. They have to use the power of an online storefront and cut out some of the fixed costs they currently have associated with their business. But instead, they're not going about it the right way. They're trying to create a bit of public unrest and trying to get their shareholders to hold on to their shares for as long as possible in a failing business model.
I'm right in saying, aren't I, that you bring the parts in for, we'll just talk about TVs, the high-definition panels. You bring parts in, you assemble them here. And I think that's the reason why you're able to produce the same quality product that you get in any electronics store in Australia, within reason, but for a much cheaper price.
Not entirely correct. We design all of our products in Australia, and then we source parts from around the world, and it's all assembled in China. And then we bring it in container loads to Australia. So it's using the same sort of methodology that all the other products that these big guys are selling is using. And we're using components from all the big brands in order to make our TVs. But what gives us the price advantage is our lean business model. The fact that we've cut out all the middlemen. We're the manufacturer direct to the consumer. We don't have all these huge overheads and costs that they do associated with a storefront. So it's all... The cost saving in Kogan is because we're running a 2011 business model rather than the 1960s business model.
And that's probably where the debate is in reality. Ruslan, we've got to keep moving. Thanks very much for your time. Good to talk to you. The website is kogan.com.au. Nice of you to give us some of your time there in the United States.